Hammer Time. We're going to play Hammer Time here. So it got the most votes on the stream, and also YouTube probably excited to see some Hammer Time. It's been a little while. If you're not familiar with Hammer Time, it's pretty simple, but not simple to pilot. The general idea is using Sigarda's Aid or something like Pure Steel Paladin to essentially cheat the Colossus Hammer onto a creature and smash your opponent. You can cheat it because Metalcraft will give this a equip cost of 0, or Sigarda's Aid just slaps it on the creature for free when it ETBs. We've got Urza's Saga to go find some of these 0 and 1 drops. Zeros can be creatures or welding jars to protect our hammers, Springleaf Drums to ramp us, or the Shadow Spear and Colossus Hammer in order to have an equipment that attaches. Giver is here to save things, Esper Sentinels to make things a little awkward and also draw us cards from our opponent's perspective. We've got Stoneforge to also help us fetch for a Colossus Hammer. And what's nifty here is that Stoneforge can help us get around Chalice of the Void. After all, we have a lot of 1-drops here. We need to be very careful about Chalice. But don't worry, we have things like Prismatic Ending that can get rid of Chalice. We have Sanctifier for the black and red lists out there, Magistrates for who knows what, Nile Spellbounds for the graveyard, Void Mirrors in here, and Luris's. You know the drill. We're going to play some Hammer. Let's get it going. Fast League here. We got about an hour. Do we think we're going to finish in an hour? Nah. 37 minutes. Let's go. Let's get it done. Hammer Time here in Modern. An aggressive list. A fun list. But let's get it going. And then yes, for YouTube folks, they'll probably have seen the YouTube video by now. We are a member of Team Degenerate Gaming, basically created by MTG Nerd Girl. Gonna rock the team. Gotta represent the team. We gotta show them that the Fluffy Wolf community is one of the best communities to join their team since Splinter Twin was banned. Ha! We're better than that. Look at that. All right, let's go. Match number 1 here. Let's make it happen. We are going to be on the draw here. A lot of conversation floating around the MTG universe talking about draw and play. I mean, I think I can keep this. We got a couple creatures here. Got a Urza's Saga. Oh, Evasive Ebu loves our content. That's what we want to hear. In that case, keeping it. Evasive Ebu, welcome to YouTube. They're 1-1. We're 0-0. Let's kick this off. Little bobble action, and my opponent did declare a Luris. Couple bobbles. And Magic Online has failed us. All right, my opponent thought seizes us. They use both bobbles, one on me, one on them. They use a Scalding Tarn. We are playing against Grixis, probably Death Shadow. Both bobble triggers here. We top deck a Sigarda's Aid. That's pretty good. I guess we'll do that. Ornithopter, Memnite, Sigarda's Aid. Is this getting worse? I feel like Magic Online's getting worse. And pass the turn. It's a good rip off the top. Board state looking favorable here. Bloodstain Mire for my opponent. Fetching with the Bloodstain Mire. Watery Grave. So they are the Grixis varieties here. Plays 1 Death Shadow, followed by a 2nd Death Shadow. Just the 1. If we happen to draw a hammer off the top, we're close to killing. We do not, though. Play an Urza Saga. It's probably Stoneforge Mystic here to go get one hammer. Then we can Steel Shapers and double hammer my opponent next turn and potentially kill them. We need the Ornithopter to stay alive. They could Thoughtseize away the hammer. We'll pass the turn back to my opponent. Not going to worry about attacking here. My opponent casts a Lightning Bolt on Stoneforge Mystic. I believe that's a good idea here, but I think Ornithopter is the most scary thing that could be happening to them. Opponent Thoughtseizes. They take our hammer. Doesn't kill us, though. Goodbye, hammer. Opponent's at 10, making a hammer lethal. Ragavan. They do attack me, which is interesting. I will not block. I kind of wonder if I can wait one turn here. Oh, they fetch. They shock in here. I take 6. I do wonder if I can just wait for Urza Saga to go get me another hammer. It's almost worth it. I think I can wait. I can just play Giver down here and pass turn. Then I'll have 2 hammers and my opponent will have to have 2 spot removals. I suppose it is correct to go use the Steel Shapers right here to go get a hammer. And I can play the hammer in response to a Thoughtseize. So they play a land, so I think I win here. I don't think I can lose. They attack for 6. Teamer Battle Rage is a problem. So I guess I block with Memnite here. Even Teamer Battle Rage only puts me to 1. A little scary, though. So what's nifty here is I can get... The Ornithopter's not going to be, I guess, if you will, flying anymore, but Giver Runes can give this protection from red. The other thing I could do is just go in with both. I could also get a Shadow Spear here that just means that I can attack with a hammer and kill them and use Giver to protect, which is probably the more correct thing to be doing here. So Shadow Spear, it's attached to Ornithopter. And this also gives it still the flying. So I could go in here pretty safely, which is what we're going to do. Even if they have Bolt here, we're fine because I don't have to create my Ornithopter on the ground. I now attack. Ragavan cannot block. I get to give it protection. This is interesting because Dress Down here makes it lose flying. But I probably hammer here in response and then use Giver on a Fatal Push. Because this is enough damage to get through. Or it's going to lose Trample, right? Let's see here. Just about creatures lose all abilities. Yeah, he has 0 cards. It doesn't lose Trample because that's off of the Shadow Spear, right? Let's see what happens when this ETBs. See, I don't have So I lose to a fatal push here. Oh, I should have used Giver. Am I doing this all wrong? I'm probably doing this all wrong. I needed to use the Giver in response to the dress down. We're learning. We're learning. I wasn't thinking about the Giver's problem here. Let's go ahead and put an Esper Sentinel down as an extra blocker here and pass the turn. We've given them basically an extra draw here. I think it'll be okay, though. I think it'll be okay. We still have Giver to protect, which is nice, and I can Esper Sentinel block. So I think we still have it. We just kind of goofed up with the Giver there, needing to, well, there you go. Thoughtseize and Bloodstained Mire. I think if you had a, man, if I use the Giver there on the Ornithopter, and then they just Fatal Push, because I'd have to name red to get through. Tough. Tough, tough, tough. Okay. Prismatic Endings feel good here. Sanctifier feels really good as well. I don't know, does it? I don't see why it wouldn't. How much to take out here? It sometimes sees a little play. Protection is an ability. I guess it's true, right? Because it would get the protection, then it would lose the protection. A lot of weird things going on with Dress Down. I'm going to take the Givers out for Sanctifier. I'm going to bring 2 Prismatic Endings in, 1 for Esper Sentinel, 1 for 1 Springleaf Drum. There's a lot of weird things going on with the Dress Down. Need to focus in here in our last league of the night. All right, declare Luris here. Hand is not very good. I think we can mulligan this. We can do better. This is better. Keep this. Get rid of Pure Steel Paladin. Probably not. Might be just getting rid of a Stoneforge Mystic. What if I get rid of a Welding Jar instead? I don't want Pure Steel Paladin to be taken and I have a Colossus Hammer in hand. I'm going to get rid of the Stoneforge. It's going to be sketchy at best here. Maybe they don't Thoughtseize me or they don't kill Pure Steel Paladin. A little unlikely. Alright, Inquisition can take anything they want. I would probably take the Pure Steel Paladin if I were them. You could make an argument for taking a Colossus Hammer if you have removal for the 2 creatures, though. What's it gonna be, opponent? Opponent takes the hammer. Bobble Trigger. Springleaf Drum, huh? All right, well, I think I'm just going to empty my hand here. Welding Jar, Memnite, probably just Concealed Courtyard here. Springleaf Drum, pass turn. Wasn't me, I swear. I know you always want to hit that last Grayus. All right, little blood crypt for my opponent. Inquisitions, so they do get the pure steel paladin now. Okay. No creatures so far. We have a 1/1. To play our Inkmoth down. Probably just slap down the Ornithopter and pass the turn. Do I attack? Guess I could. I mean, we're supposed to, right? Just supposed to attack. In we go. Memnite. Connecting. Yeah, might as well. Get the damage in, right? All right. What do you got for me, opponent? Expressive iteration. Wow. Miracle folks are joining us. Party of 86. Welcome. How's it going? You missed great things. Wow. How's it going? The Crown. What's up, Warfleet? Watergrave here. My opponent's at 14 health. 1 million years. What's up, Donnie? How's it going? Varus is one of those folks on the Degenerate Gaming team. Saga's a good draw here. Saga's a good draw. I'm not going to attack here. The reason I'm not going to attack is if I were and my opponent's able to fetch and shock, their Death Shadow gets really big. If they have a fetch and a shock, it becomes a 2/2, and I can battle a 2/2, I think. I'm just going to take it easy. There's an expressive iteration. So, do I still not say your name correctly? Varos? I could have attacked with Inkmoth. That's fair. Steam Vents is a 12. Wait, say it again. Avaros. Am I not saying that right? Urza Saga goes up here. Nailed it. That's how I've been. You literally called me out for not saying it correct for 3 years. And that's how I'm saying it. I'm so confused. We're going to attack for 1 and pass the turn. Avaros. Evaros. Or is it Everos? Evan Roast. Evan Roast. Pot roast. I got it. You said it? I said it. Evan Roast. All right, we got it. Evan Roast. Delicious. All right, what do we got here? My opponent's at 11. Urza Saga is going to make the biggest, the beefiest. I'm probably going to go get a Shadow Spear, right? Either way, did you tell them about Team Degenerate Gaming? Did you explain them what we're doing? What kind of crazy things we're lining up for them? Do they know? We're hammering people. You answer me right now. No, you said it. On Discord? Hello? I don't think they can hear you because I don't have you pipe through. Oh, I think you're coming through. Sure. Everos. Everos. Isn't that what I've been saying? Yeah. Everos. Evan Roast. Call ended. I don't know if you could hear him, but he had to clarify with me. All right, what is this getting? I think I just get Shadow Spear, right? It's probably the just only thing I really want to be getting here. Gain some life. Yeah, Evan Roast. That's what just happened. All right, we're gonna attach Shadow Spear here. I have the welding jar. This makes this creature relatively large. So they drown the lock. I believe I'm going all in on this, so defend with welding jar. This dress down's about to get these constructs hard. His name is Bugman. There you go. Seems legit. I can't just say Bugman? Alright, you take care. Alright. My construct goes all a little sideways, laying down on the job here. Oh, Unholy Heats. That's so awkward because it's exactly 6. Well, pass turn. I'm surprised you could hear the consonants through the mustache. Oh, are we being mean to Evan Roast? My opponent does some fetching shocking. I know that things are flying around. Expressive iteration here. 5/5 Death Shadow. Defending the great honor of my opponent. If I hit a land drop, I could Inkmoth and boot it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It would be for 8. It's not lethal. My opponent Inquisitions, so we don't have to think too much. Thank you, opponent. Opponent is sitting at 8 life here. Does put a land into play. I'm at 20. I'm at the solid 20. I'm just bounce off me. Just bounce off me. 5 in, maybe a little bit more if they fetch shock. The mustache has weight to it? I'll have to look. I haven't been able to catch the stream as much because someone decided to shift their schedule. And so I don't get to watch it on Tuesdays anymore. All right, so I can hook up the Construct with the Shadow Spear and go for lethal with Memnite and Construct. Is this what I'm supposed to do? This feels correct. I'm going to hook it up on the Construct. I know that my opponent gets better value by just destroying the Construct here. Maybe another Unholy Heat, another Drown the Lock. Man, this is rough. All right, Ornithopter, Stoneforge. Opponent's at 7. What else can I get here? I guess it's just Hammer and hope for a Sigarda's 8 off the top. And I'm going to attack for 1. Pass the turn. They have 1 card. 1 card. Easy. We got this. All right, they've killed both constructs because they're easy to kill with Drown the Lock. Looking for that Sigarda's aid. Opponent's got a 7/7 Death Shadow, though. This is a lot of mana. Oh, Lurrus to hand, and then play Lurrus. Got it. Bobbles. I need a Sigarda's aid off the top, and we got a Flying Ornithopter to kill him. Opponent draws. Sigarda's aid. Or a Pure Steel Paladin, but that would just mean I'm trading because the Colossus Hammer weighs down poor Ornithopter. Kamikaze, if I have a Sigarda's aid, I can attack. Dang, they hit him with a 9/9. Yeah, Sigarda's aid would allow me to attack in, fly over, and then connect the hammer. I mean, I think I'm supposed to block this, right? I don't think I want to take 9 here. I kind of want to give myself another turn if we miss here. Pure Steel Paladin's interesting because I could equip Shadow Spear and then possibly Colossus Hammer right after. Sigarda Aid. Okay, it gets rid of the Death Shadow, and I'm at a 14 life total. My opponent doesn't have it down here. They get another redo on the Bauble. I can't kill Luris because I don't have another color here. You want a Luris to hand? I could do that. I need 3. Yeah, we need 3. That's what I mean by I don't have another color. I kind of like the Luris to hand. I was thinking Shadow Spear attach, and the reason for doing that is it would put them to 2. They'd attack back. What do you mean Springleaf kills? Oh, white, black plus Springleaf. Oh, sorry. I'm thinking I have planes out for some reason. Yes, that would kill Luris, but then I have to deal with, I guess, the Death Shadow. Yeah, for some reason I thought they were planes. Prismatic ending. I want a prismatic ending that Death Shadow. I'm trying to think if I were to go ahead and get Luris to hand, what am I doing the next turn? I don't think I do anything interesting enough, so I'm going to prismatic ending the Death Shadow here. And I think I want to attach Shadow Spear to Memnite and attack. Attack for 2, gain a little bit of life here. Oh, looks like my opponent's got something. Okay. So they just bolt. All right, your move, opponent. I'm not going to play the hammer down on the off chance I draw Sigarda's Aid. This did draw out the lightning bolt from my opponent, though, and does make Ornithopter plus Sigarda's Aid lethal. All right, so that's what my opponent had. No Death Shadow in the graveyard, which is super good here. And if they had a second removal there, which they do, we would have been very close to dying. All right, so they kill that. They're going to bring EE back on 1 here and blow up Springleaf plus Shadow Spear. So we lose our board here to the Luris. I can't kill them with Sigarda's Aid because Inkmoth is not active. I have to activate to get it, which is unfortunate. All right, a little silent clearing, huh? Well, kind of feels like this is definitely time to put Luris to hand here. And pass the turn. Then we can play Luris plus like something. At the same time, the engineered explosive just keeps killing stuff. So I don't know how I get out of this. I have another prismatic ending. Sigarda's Aid probably would do it here. Pure Steel Paladin is lethal if my... No. They haven't engineered explosives. Never mind. Yeah, it's not helping, Grace. We could go get Jar. Luris, Jar. They're going to get this on 3 engineered explosives on 3, so I probably only get to use... Well, but then they lose their Luris. I could also Paladin out of the yard, which I kind of like. Gives me another blocker. I could also... we don't have Nettle Cyst in this build. I kind of like the Pure Steel Paladin out of the yard here. This taps down Luris, gives me another creature. So they bolt my Luris. This gives me 2 Pure Steel Paladins moving into potentially Colossus Hammer onto maybe an Inkmoth. I need the engineered explosives to go off here though, and I'm going to need another couple artifacts. So we'll see what they end up sending the engineered onto. It looks like they're going to go to 2 to get rid of the Pure Steel Paladin. I don't believe I have an out to what's happening here. They won't attack me unless they decide to blow up engineered right here. All right, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to draw here and hope for Sigarda's aid and pass turn. Don't hit it. All right, we're going to go ahead and concede. We're going to concede because I've got 8 minutes and Magic Online's eating up my clock by not being very smooth. There she is. Let's bring in the other prismatic ending here. Take 1 Esper Sentinel out. Let's bring both givers back in and get rid of the Esper Sentinels completely. My opponent's not playing too many non-creatures. Let's see if we can defend our stuff by being on the play, defending our stuff, and then getting in. We'll give it a try. Let's go ahead and switch this compatibility mode back for next time I launch. It didn't help. All right, Luris. Yeah, I couldn't pending for 3. Well, this is it's kind of an interesting hand. Who wants to Inkmoth our opponent? I got 7 minutes on the clock. I'm gonna go for this because this is just probably the most unique hand I've ever seen with a hammer. Springleaf Drum could potentially unlock Sanctifier. Otherwise, I'm getting in with Inkmoths. That's the plan. And when they think, oh, it's just a 2/2, I'm going to activate all the Inkmoth. It's going to be great. Casting Ornithopter, Springleaf Drum, pass turn. You got it, opponent. All right, we'll try to play a little bit quick here with the client being as is, and we'll do a restart again. This is a great PowerPoint. I know, right? The small animations. Fetch Shock with a Scalding Tarn. I'm assuming my opponent's going to... All right, they just killed the Ornithopter. We'll get the Urza Saga down and pass turn. I will attack with Inkmoth here. You're telling me I have 6 minutes on the clock. Oh, I have to wait for the ability. Thank you. It wants payback. I know, right? It's coming after me. In for 1 infect pass turn. 6 minutes 40 on the clock. We're never behind on the clock. Opponent put a Watery Grave into play. And passes the turn. We get an Urza Saga token, probably. Floats blue. Plays a Dress Down to cycle it. So I'm going to take the time here to make Inkmoth a creature, Springleaf, and get Sanctifier out of hand. Because Sanctifier is pretty good, being protection black and red. This way, if I do find myself with a hammer or the Shadow Spear or other cards, then I can hook them up to the Sanctifier pretty safely without worrying about getting killed. Bobble there for my opponent. Feeling pretty safe with Sanctifier. Took a turn off from creating tokens and so on and so forth. Bobble trigger for my opponent. 4 cards in my opponent's hand. Urza Saga going up to 3. We're taking a draw. Oh. Let's go ahead and make a token. Dress downs in response. That's fine. We'll make future tokens. They've already burned 2 dress downs. Kill Sanctifier. Sanctifier and a Lightning Bolt dress down. This is fun. Let's go get a Memnite, maybe? Shadow Spear? Let's get an Ornithopter. Don't ask. Play a new Urza Saga and pass the turn. You can activate Inkmoth after dress down, and it works correctly, I believe, right? What do you mean? It would make what, a 1/1? Inquisition is a blank here. Plays a Polluted Delta. 2 cards remaining for my opponent. They've seen what we've got. Oops, all spells. They put Luris to hand. It may be time for me to put Luris to hand. Land. Let's go ahead and boot up this Inkmoth here. Play new Inkmoth. We're going to get him with the Infect. I can feel it. Oh, we're going Turbo Infect. But to be really quick about this, I'm going to activate Urza Saga here as well. Click, click, click. And F6. Come on, client. You can do it. I know what I want to be doing. We got a 4/4. Your move, opponent. F6. They're going to play Luris, probably. Got a Bobble in the yard and a Dress Down as well. They're going to repeat Dress Down with Luris. That's okay. We're going to go full on Infect. Opponent doesn't do anything here. We had a Prismatic Ending. This triggers. Let's just float mana here for a moment because I'm going to get in with all the Inkmoths. Going to get a Welding Jar. Save our Inkmoths, hopefully. Boot up Inkmoth number 1. Attempt to boot up Inkmoth number 2. Boot up Inkmoth number 2. Let's go, Magic Online. You can do it. Playing Inkmoth number 3 down. Swing with the team. Speaking of, the construct literally is lethal next turn. Boot up this Inkmoth to hit for a little bit more. Go, go, go. 7 damage, 2 infect, 4 infect total. Opponent going to 5 if they have no interaction here. Goes after the construct. We'll leave it alone. We got this Welding Jar for these Inkmoths. Pass the turn, pass the turn, pass the turn. Let's go. Oh my gosh. It's killing me slowly. The time. The time. I thought this was going to be a fast league. All right, what do you got, Laris? Expressive iteration. Opponent is panicking because we have Inkmoth warriors. And they scared. They scared of us. We can activate all three. We're on a 2-turn clock if they have no interaction here. We will defend any Inkmoth with Welding Jar. 3 minutes 30 on our clock. Expressive iteration reveals Bloodstained Mire. They play that. Put something to hand. An unknown card to hand. Top of the library is. We'll play a Plains. We'll boot up Inkmoth number 1. We'll boot up Inkmoth number 2. We'll boot up Inkmoth number 3 and swing. So many clicks. In for 3. Infect, taking in the 7. Welding Jar is usable. Swing. It's all flying. Zooming over. Bloodstained Mire fetching. Okay. It's blue. Dress down. So they're a bunch of 1/1s. So they hit for 3. No infect. Down to 6 my opponent goes. Which is reasonable, I suppose. I feel like I can't exactly F6 here because we have the Welding Jar. Now I can. I don't care if I lose Ornithopter. I have 2 lands here. 2 minutes 30. That was 1 minute there. Could you maybe give my new brew a cheeky look? Nope. Nope. Sorry. All right. Luris is played. We can get rid of Luris with a Silent Clearing, Prismatic Endings. I think I have to go for that. I can't have Luris keep bouncing Dress Downs back. There's a new Dress Down. Oh my gosh, untaps. All right, Silent Clearing here, Memnite, float black, float whatever color here. Black, come on, come on. Red. Prismatic Ending. Clears out the Luris. You can do it, Moto. You can do it. We can attack for what, 2 here with the Inkmoth Nexus? Which we're going to do if I can get it going. Minute 50. You can do it. You can do it. Representing lethal next turn. More ways than one. Unholy Heat's one of these. Gonna Welding Jar it to save it. Taking my opponent to 3. Minute 40. I know it makes it sideways, but we're going in. Down to 4. We have lethal on board if my opponent does not have removal or a creature to block this. F6. Opponent paying costs. Oh, 5 in fact, because of the Dress Down? I thought the Dress Down, was it? I don't care. Don't care. Not calculating. Minute 30. Shows a Death Shadow. It's not good. Will this be the first time I lose due to timeout? Alpine Moon. You kidding me? Okay. We have Luris we can still go get. So I'm going to go Luris or... Oh, Sanctifier is a good one. All right. Sanctifier. It's a blocker. They already put the EE on 0. What are you doing? I need to defend. Sanctifier's exiling some cool stuff. I'm going to wait to do the silent clearing here. Urza Saga is going to be played. I'm going to put Luris to hand. I'm not going to get there. Always yield. I don't care. Lost because of client lag? Kind of. Hold on, hold on. We're almost there. We're going to rip a Sigarda's 8 off the top. Croxa dishes Luris. Let's turn off auto yields here and try to use a silent clearing to draw. Risking 20 seconds off my clock. I need Sigarda's 8 plus something. Sanctifier gets in and wins. Come on. Draw a card. Doing it main phase, beginning combat because I don't have time. Hammer. Hammer, 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 hammer. Gotta block, gotta block. Blocking. Block. Give me the hammer. Hammer, 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 hammer. What's going on, client? I win if I can get everything down. I can win, I can win. Sigarda. Oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh. Go faster! Stoneforge. No, client! Oh, they gave me the GGs. I love you. Oh, we got there. GGs. They're a fan of our content. The lag was so ridiculous. Okay, we're gonna restart the client here. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Why are we doing slanted chat? I know, right? Clients like, oh, burn, hammer, 4-hour league. Good luck. You have a Bill Nye, the science guy thing in there? We're trying to make it work, guys. Trying to make it work. Blue-white hammer time? That sounds crazy. That sounds crazy. Man, I need these. I need these grapes. Oh. Ah. All right, here we go. Uh-oh. It's tunneling cap. All right, let's play first. Luris, declare. Yeah, we'll keep. The Grapes of Wrath having to deal with a story client, kind of. Yeah, it's streamer versus streamer. Easiest way is slanty chat. All right, Esper Sentinel in play. We might be getting hammer on turn 2. We'll see. Urza's mine for my opponent. Land. No land, unfortunately. Go ahead and get a Sigarda's Aid down, though. We have an Esper Sentinel that will be connecting with our opponent. We're looking pretty good here to just smash my opponent here on turn number 3. Dismembers Esper Sentinel at end step. Okay. Pretty good. Eldrazi Temple. Chalice the Void on 1. All right. We got a game. Not really. Let's see here. Chalice and 1, huh? Do I do cranial plating here and start bashing, or pure steel draw? No, but I have like Stoneforge that can get past this. So we continue playing. Let's go ahead and play cranial plating, hook it up, and just attack for a little bit here. Maybe draw a Stoneforge and then put in hammer and win. You think pure steel is the play there? We can always cast these after the fact. I was worried about a Thought Knot Seer ruining my day. Opponent attacks back for 5. Oh, pure steel paladin. Gonna attack for 2. Pass turn. Take 5 more. Hope for the best. By the way, when we start the client, it's like blazing speeds here. Karn the Great Creator. Uptick on the cranial plating means we lose it. It's a 2/2, but, you know, doesn't stay attached to Ornithopter here. All right, let's go ahead and start with a Shadow Spear. This is on ETB, right? Ornithopter Memnite. Let's go ahead and just put the Esper Sentinel into play. That doesn't happen. Pass the turn. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry right here. So I need really Stoneforge. Of course, I'm sending a message. We're excited. You know what they're gonna get? I don't know either. Ratchet Bomb. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right. We can play. No, Chalice on 1 again. That's so brutal. That's so brutal to have a follow-up one. You know what? I'm going to attack them here for 2. I'm going to put them to 9, and if I somehow magically live here long enough, I might be able to do something with who knows what. They're sending a message back and forth. There's a Batterskull. I can't beat that. All right. Opponent had the Chalice on 1. We drew all of our pure steel paladins. Their message was louder. It was megaphone. We have outs to Chalice. We just have to have the main boarded here. So, Void Mirror and Prismatic Ending are what we're going to bring in. What are we going to take out? They were the better equipment deck, yeah. All right. Let's take 1 Shadow Spear out. Let's take 1 Esper, 1 Giver, 1 Pure Steel. I don't even know what this card does. I didn't even read it. I should probably read it. All right, let's play first. There's declared here. Let's get an explosive hand. This seems like an okay hand. It has a prismatic ending. This is the reason I kept this hand. Allows us to get rid of a Chalice if they go for that, like mold of 5 or something, fine Chalice. This will get us out of that predicament, hopefully. Esper Sentinel gives us probably a redraw as well, which is not the worst. No artifacts here that are for equipments for pure steel. Let's go ahead and Springleaf Drum. Let's go ahead and use this to make pure steel paladin and pass. Let's see if they've got the Chalice again. No Chalice. I'm going to attack for 3. My opponent could just simply have Karn the Great Creator, too. Not going to bother putting Luris to hand. Blast Zone on 1. Eldrazi Thought-Knot Seer. Could have put Colossus Hammer down, I suppose. Drawn a card. Would have had 3 artifacts. True. Now I would have 10 artifacts. So I think you're saying I goofed it up. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. We didn't count Esper Sentinel, obviously, in that. Blast Zone's going to kill a lot of things here. Now we're going too fast. We got lagged down the last game. We played this one really badly. We do that sometimes. Super speed is double-edged sword. We're out of practice. Opponent's thinking on their turn 4 here. My opponent's got 4 mana in Eldrazi's. They do not have enough for the Blast Zone yet. Colossus Hammer, Esper Sentinel, and Springleaf Drum are the only things I'll lose. Which seems like a lot, but I just played an Urza's Saga, and so I'm going to be making tokens. Our client didn't freeze, did it? I don't know anything. Did our client freeze? Hello, client. Hello, client. It's giving me a chance to eat some grapes. It's always good. Grape lag. The great grape lag. Hello. Expedition map. My opponent did not have the land. Lets me draw. Expedition map goes off here. Urza's power plant. So they missed their land drop. Another Pure Steel Paladin. So I draw with Silent Clearing here. Looks like I draw. Let's go ahead and start there. Another Saga. So now I connect. So I say okay here. I connect with everything because they have to defend. So I take them to 3. They die, I draw a card. Oh, we're losing something else. Maybe Pure Steel. Goes to 2. I draw another card. Colossus Hammer. Goes to 1. I draw another card. So I don't see much reason not to just go ahead and play Pure Steel Paladin here. and hold hammer in hand. I could also play. I don't know if Pure Steel is better than Construct. We think a Construct's better than the Pure Steel Paladin. All right. I'm down for it. I feel like my opponent has to like Blast Zone or have 2 creatures because they're at 1 anyway. My opponent concedes. Okay. They just need to see what their top card is. I have 2 threats here. One is on 1, one is on 2. They need a blocker for really both. They can't use Blast Zone. The Construct makes the third blocker, third creature they have to block. That makes sense. Okay. It's all lethal. Okay. What does this card do? Fancy. Pithing Needle could be nice to go stop a Blast Zone. Since we have Urza's Saga, it's not a bad thing to just have. Maybe slightly better than... Well, no, I don't want to cut the endings because they're for Chalice. What is this better than? I feel like just 1 Springleaf is probably what I want to. They do have Karn, yep. You think it's better than a Welding Jar? I don't know. I'm going to take 1 Memnite out. I like Ornithopter because it flies over. It's evasive. I don't know. Welding Jar is pretty decent. I guess Welding Jar is shut off by Karn the Great Creator, which is something to consider. It's true, they don't really have too many destroys. That would be fair. I want to keep this because it has a prismatic ending. I'm so afraid of Chalice. So let's go with it. I'm just like terrified of Chalice, which I think is probably reasonable. I could have prismatic ending the map, but I think getting the Esper Sentinel down is better. I'm a Walking Bliss on 1. Now I could kill the map. It's kind of interesting. My opponent's so concerned about getting rid of Esper Sentinel. What if I just hit the map now? My opponent's at 4 cards here. I could put like Urza's Saga down. Map and Springleaf Drum. Map doesn't matter. You're afraid of a Chalice then instead? So am I supposed to just like Stoneforge to go get something else? Oh yeah, it's Etron. I don't know what Ghost Asaging means. Unless just Saga-ing. They're going to probably shoot this. In which case, I'm still so tempted to just hit the Springleaf with this prismatic ending here. I'm going to go ahead and do it. I know you guys say it's not, but I think it matters here. I think they chose to get the Esper Sentinel out of the way and may not have a lot going on. There's another map. There's a Chalice in 1. And we're going to play around the Chalice in 1. Don't worry about it. Everyone's panicking. I got you, everyone. It's literally not going to matter. We have Stoneforge to get around. And we're going to get Pure Steel Paladin at some point is going to be no-brainer. Panic. Here comes a Blast Zone. See, Blast Zone doesn't matter to me. Not the other Saga yet. Why wouldn't I? I'm going to pump out a whole bunch of constructs here. And I have the Spring Relief Drum to make more mana. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't think I'm missing anything here. It'll be okay. It'll be okay, Bear. I know Bear's panicking a whole bunch because I'm playing real strange. But it'll be okay. We got you. I'm thinking Needle, but I'm just trying to decide what I'm naming here. I guess I have to name Blast Zone because then they just use it. Springleaf lets me make another construct. That'd be fair. I don't want to lose too much to the Blast Zone, though. It's a Cranial Plating here. And then I think we're almost at lethal here. So they Warping Whale my Stoneforge. We have a pair of 4/4s. I'll make one more, and then I'll Cranial Plating. Oh, I won't be Cranial Plating. That's all right. Mardu Hammer Time for Monkey and removal. Good idea. Sounds decent. There's a Chalice on 0. All right, new construct. We go get a Chalice on probably 0 now. All right, not Chalice, a Welding Jar. I play a Inkmoth. I can attack for quite a bit here. $14 past turn. They're at 6. I have 3 6/6s. I don't think I played that very well, but maybe I'm just a little bit lucky. Got around the Chalices with the Urza Sagas. I don't know. It worked. Pure Steel Paladin there is pretty cool too. It worked. It's not very good how it worked, but it worked. We did it Fluffy's way. Maybe Saga's just good. Saga's a pretty good card. We did have the Prismatic ending both times for the Chalice, and they didn't get an extra land there, which might have been a little bit important. I played it looser than a goose and still got there. YouTube's gonna be mad. That's fine. Maybe we'll do that every single game here. We'll do it every single game, and YouTube can be really angry with us. I'm relaxed, and I'm having a good time. We have what? Wow. Kamikaze, those are great. Oh my gosh, it's like perfect for the To Me in Spirit Guide and the chat one. I love it. I love it. Kamikaze just used the 3 that are follower modes, I believe. All right, we got the play here. We're playing Luris. We're playing Hammers. We're playing them wild. Loose and Goose. They are good combos. I love this. Love it so much. Grab. Paste that into our general chat. That's so cool. All right, what do I have here? Wow. Okay. I don't think I can keep this. Let's mulligan. A little harder to cast because I just have an Inkmoth. Okay. Now I have a lot of white mana. Too much. Opponent does not mull to 6. Alright, we'll keep with them. I'm going to enjoy the ride. I'm going to enjoy the ride. Esper Sentinel, go, opponent. You got this. I believe in you, opponent. When they kill everything, we're going to have Inky, and it's going to be good. Oh, they can't pay for Mishra's Bauble. Oh. Inky's going to slam him. Going to hit him for the good, sweet, big noggin 300 damage, turn 3 win game. Oh, just a triumph. Just a triumph there. I'm supposed to lead with Pure Steel Paladin here, right? And then prep to win with hammers and Pure Steel Paladins. Let's just get cozy. I guess worst case, they start blowing things up and I go get Luris. We rinse and repeat the stuff going on here. Okay, let's see if we can do it. I mean, they have a Triome, Zagoth. This is a pretty good card. Means that they have black mana, and black mana kills things. Green mana can kill things too, and blue mana counters things. Misty Rainforest. No follow-up. All right. Let's start with the Colossus Hammer. Force a negation. Wow. Lets me draw. Dang. Steel Shapers. Gonna counter that one too? No. All right. Colossus Hammer. Play Colossus Hammer. Resolves. Draw card. Absolutely. Play Artifact. Resolves. Equip here. Swing. With both? Snapcaster's kind of looking a little scary. Let's just do the one. I'm a little scared. Fatal Push. Oh. Oh. Okay. Oh. Dodge Snapcaster. I thought it was Fatal Push or Abrupt Decay. Neither. Winning. Got scared. Ran away. Nom nom nom. Alright, Triome play. Opponent's got the tap lands. We draw a Springleaf Drum, huh? I'm gonna draw off the Silent Clearing. I'm feeling good about the top of the library. It's an okay card. Let's play a Springleaf Drum out. Combat. Swing. I'm doing it again. Dodge and Snappy, number 2. This guy paying for the MTGO premium. I'll just pass turn. It's nice to have a hammer on an Esper Sentinel. Bear, you should see how bad the client's been to us for the last 2-3 weeks. We're just reaping the benefits here, finally. Watery Grave tapped. 3 mana puts Luris into hand. Okay. Let's redraw since they did Aluris. Since I'm kind of clear here. Stoneforge. Let's go get a hammer. Let's go get a hammer. So if you animate Inkmoth and equip the hammer, it loses flying. If you animate Inkmoth again, it gains it again. Kind of weird. All right, what's my opponent doing? Counter spells. What am I playing? Hammer. What do I want to do? Submit. Layering, which layers are those ones in? I just know Blood Moon's layers. Bug Tybalt. You saw BTL? Okay. That's fine. I'm not going to worry about it. We're going to dodge Snapcaster all day and kill my opponent in 3 turns. Easy. Easy. All right. Lair's declared. I mean, if we avoid Force of Negation, it might be a turn 3 kill. I'm going to keep this. Looks pretty decent. We'll see what happens. Try them. All right. Springleaf Drum. Memnite. White Mana. Cigar's Aid. Woohoo! All right. That's a pretty good hand, right? That's a pretty good hand. Now they could kill a Memnite. We're not out of it yet. We need action. Steel Shaper's Gift. Obviously, we're going to go get Hammer. Combat. Swing. Do we think they have Fatal Push? I mean, we're Hammer. We go for this. Attach. Connect. They don't have Fatal Push, right? 11 in. 9. No! They have Fatal Push. All right. Now I just need Pure Steel Paladin, right? Easy mode. They had the Fatal Push. They got us. Yep. Biscuits for riskets. All right. So we got to be a control player that we are now on turn 4. Or turn 3. Oh no. Unmoored Ego. What are they going to name? Urza Saga. Colossus Hammer. Ornithopter. All right, they name Hammer. That seems okay though, because I can play through this. All right, no more hammers, except the one that's in play. All right, Inky. Springleaf. Springleaf. Pass turn. I don't know if it's better to have Cranial Plate in play or not. I mean, I guess the equip cost is 1. So maybe it's better to have that instead of all the Springleaf Drums that aren't doing anything. Lurus in hand? I mean, all it would get is a Memnite. Not that scary, right? Speaking of Memnites. Well, we have reasonable things going on right here. I mean, we're going to connect for a lot. We'll see if they mess with this. Yeah, see? They don't want to mess with this. They're too scared. Cranial plating. Connected to Inkmoth. There's a lot of damage going on here if this connects. A lot of infect. Probability of my opponent having a removal spell? High. 8 infect to connect? 0. Opponent interacts. Snapcaster Fatal Push. Alright. So we kind of need that Ornithopter. Gotta be evasive. Fly over the Snapcaster. I guess I'm looking for like a Shadow Spear. Hook up Cranial Plating. Maybe Shadow Spear. Opponent attacks for 2. Feeling good. What are we doing here? Jace? Oh, Damnation. Okay. Opponent plays a Damnation. I guess it's time to look at potentially Luris. We don't have 3 mana. We'll just put Giver and attach. Who thought Giver of Ruins might be the answer? Yeah, Damnation to kill the Memnite, and their Snapcaster feels like a gigantic win. Like mega win. We were empty-handed. Maybe they were hoping that I wouldn't draw a creature. And if I didn't draw a creature, maybe they untap with counter magic. So you can like understand that, you know. We don't want us to have Sigar's Aid and just flop in, you know, another Cranial or whatever. They didn't check what we had. We don't have another Cranial, but they won't remember that. Still an Edict. Sunken Ruins, 2 cards in my opponent's hand. Playing 1. Snapcaster. Snapcaster Damnation. Oh my gosh. They just Snapcaster Damnation. We got wrecked. Esper Sentinel. Equip. Now we have a little bit bigger. It's a 7-1. Your move. Nice. They won't be able to pay for this either. I will at least draw 1 card. Plays a Reflecting Pool, and we have 1 card in their hand. They are paying a cost. Luris of their own to hand. And play Luris? My opponent chooses not to play Luris. Alright. We'll play new Esper Sentinel. A little risky if they have like Cryptic Command here. Counter and tap this. The way they're playing though, I don't feel like they have it. And counter and tap. Like, we can tap Esper and draw a land and put Luris to hand. So it's like, maybe not the best thing for them. We're planning to attack, but Luris is a thing we can do this turn. Archmage Charm would be a little awkward, for what it's worth. Resolves. Go to combat and swing. Guess I'll throw the attachment over here. I don't know what they're doing. They have Luris in hand. That's all we know. Gain control of the permanent. We get to what appears to be draw 1 card. We draw a Silent Clearing. It is kind of interesting. It is kind of interesting. On my turn, I'll move the Cranial Plating back over. Does give them a blocker. They have Luris in hand. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. They can snap and Archmage Charm. They could also wait until this happens. They can like snap Unmoored Ego with Luris in hand if they think that's what I'll do. No, they did it at end phase, didn't they? I'm almost positive they end phase that, Grace. Maybe we missed it. So we're deciding to snap Archmage Charm and steal this creature too, and now it wouldn't have mattered. Well, it matters for at least the 7 damage, but then I'd have a Cranial Plating stuck on my opponent's side. I assumed it was end of turn, but I guess it was during when I moved the Cranial Plating over. So I do draw here. Oh, they drew cards with that instead. Interesting. All right, so the question is, how do we win this game? Can we win this game? Steel Shaper's Gift does not get us really anything useful here. I don't have anything that flies either. So let's do move plating, get spear. That's true. We're definitely moving this over, and we can do this off giver. So nothing changes there. We can Steel Shaper for that. I have to, unfortunately, probably just accept that they're going to draw a card here because I want to use Shadow Spear here. Go ahead and attack. Basically, I can put them to 1. So this will put them to 2. I don't live through this, which is a little bit of a bummer. And now my opponent has Snapcasters again. I guess they had RA2. So we have a Shadow Spear and a Cranial Plating. Giver can't protect itself. Opponent has a fetch land. Opponent will attack for 4. As long as I have a creature, I gain a lot of life. I guess that's good. Four mana. Five. Undo. Panic. Eat a grape. Try again. Paying cost. Makes the blue mana. Way on the right side. 4 mana. 5. Well, yeah. Why wouldn't you do that? That seems like a great card to play. Okay. You got it. Have I had cotton candy grapes? No, that sounds like my teeth would hurt. It really doesn't sound very good. All right, we have Valky, so we're just going to get rid of Giver here with the Tybalt sign. All right, Giver gone. Exiling creatures is -3. Well, Luris to hand. An Ornithopter into play. Pass turn. I probably got about one more turn here before Tybalt just takes over this game. Opponent fetches, goes to 4. I don't expect the Ornithopter to resolve, and it does not. But yes, you would Springleaf Drum, equip, Cranial Plating, because it's 1. Opponent exiles 2 cards. Reflecting Pole and Sigarda's Aid. They can have Sigarda's Aid. Replays their own Giver of Runes, which is mine because they exiled it. Luris attacks for 3, puts them up to 7. This exiles a creature. Snapcaster. Unmoored Ego to name Luris. We're good. I can only ever play one thing a turn. My opponent's way ahead of me. So we'll go to the sideboard here. Void Mirror and Pithy Needle look interesting now. Welding Jar is a maybe. It's probably too late, though. Whoa. Magic Online spazzing. If I played like a Sanctifier. You know what? I'm not going to do Pithy Needle or Void Mirror. I'm going to bring the Sanctifier in as a 1-of. If the game goes to turns 5, 6, and 7, I've probably lost. I'm on the play, so we're going to try to take that to our advantage and try to get something down. My opponent's probably going to try to counter or steal my stuff. And so I almost have to just beat it. Yeah, like a couple fatal pushes is what I'm thinking. Really, my opponent's just trying to avoid me killing them on turn 3 or 4 here. And I think I'm just going to have to look for almost a hand that does that. Pithy Needle's okay, but my opponent's just going to like counter it, bounce it, Abrupt Decay it. I don't know. Sultai's kind of looks hard to beat. Doesn't look like it's an easy game. All right. Looks like my opponent's submitted. We will play first, declare Luris. Deep breath. Good hand. Let's go. Good hand, good hand, good hand. Is this a good hand? Where's my white mana? I don't think that, even if I had like a white source here, I don't think this is good. We can do better. We can do better. This is a turn 3 kill, uninteracted with. Gotta go for it. We'll see if they've got that fatal push. This beats the Archmage Charm. Does not beat a fatal push. We'll see what they got. Oh my. Pure Steel Paladin. Swing for 1, pass turn. They can kill the Pure Steel Paladin. It's got to be down, though, because I got to do 2 hammers right after this. Opponent's fetching, doing something here. Does shock in. Kills the Sentinel. They do. We draw a card. Oh my gosh. This beats Unmoored Ego. I need them to not touch the Pure Steel Paladin here. All right. Here we go. Memnite was a good draw. Colossus Hammer number 1. ETB. Please. Well, good game, good game, good game, good game. I'll use Steel Shaper's Gift now here. We'll go ahead and pick up a Shadow Spear for the future. Pass turn. The hand was pretty good, but my opponent had the 2 Fatal Pushes. At this point, we might be losing this game. Spring Leaf. Shadow Spear. Attack for 1. I hate attacking for 1 into an open Snapcaster, but I guess Snap Fatal Push is doing it anyway. Do we have a counter for Shadow Spear? You can kind of tell we're behind. You can kind of tell. So my opponent Archmage Charms my Shadow Spear. Strange. Sunken Hollow. Looks like we have another Archmage Charm if my opponent wants it. Esper Sentinel from us. Attack for 1, pass turn. Snapcaster jumps in front and Esper Sentinel killed would be quite a blow. Steals Esper Sentinel. This was at end step, by the way. So they have their own Esper Sentinel that they can attach their Shadow Spear to. Opponent does have 3 colors, it looks like. 2/2 coming in. Has a lifelink. It's rough. It's rough. All right. See if I can get a Sanctifier down. There's like maybe pick up Luris here. I want to get one more creature down. Kind of eating through their counter spells. So there's a counter. Pass a turn. We can attempt Luris, but into hand and then try to get it down. Then I could play Pure Steel Paladin plus my hammers and smash. Feels unlikely though, but my opponent's only got 2 cards here. Puts their own Luris to hand. Okay. Attacks for 2. I take 2. Down to 16, up to 17. Please stop deck. I'll take a damage here, and I will send in the Memnite. Pass the turn. Pass Greyes. So, about this Luris. There's a Valky that's going to steal Luris. That's timely. Can I just get a Pure Steel Paladin off the top, please? Thanks. Unmoored Ego's name's Colossus Hammer. I get to draw 3, right? Actual Valky. They have Luris and an unknown card here. My opponent names Colossus Hammer and gets the trifecta out of my hand. Pure Steel Paladin, though, and an Inkmoth. My opponent's only having Luris. We might have an out here. It's small, but we might have one. We got some draws. We did. Now, Pure Steel Paladin has to live, so we'll see if that will be the case. Go ahead and... Oh, I didn't put out the wrong land. It's getting late. That's okay. We'll attack with Colossus Hammer. It'll be okay. I mean, we're threatening lethal here pretty quickly, so. Move the spear. I don't own the spear. My opponent owns the spear. Or they have control over it. Spear is not mine to meddle with. See, I can't work with it. Yeah, they charmed Spear and they charmed Sentinel. They charmed it all. Don't worry about Memnite going to the graveyard, people. I want Esper Sentinel to have the Colossus Hammer. For everyone freaking out that just went to the graveyard. Planned. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Luris and an unknown card for my opponent. I guess they can just replay this Valky and get the Luris out of my hand. I guess I don't want to draw until they do this. I'm going to draw off the Silent Clearing here. My opponent's clearly playing the I'm going to defend with Valky for forever plan here. So if I had the Inkmoth in, it's a small chance we could be winning here. It's a small misplay from the previous turn. My opponent gets basically an extra draw here that they should not be rewarded with. Let's go ahead and draw. That's nifty. Let's go and attack with Esper Sentinel. Having the extra Pure Steel Paladin makes me feel like the Colossus Hammer can make its way over to the Inkmoth, which is good. We may have this one. They can't block with Valky. I don't know if they want to block with Esper Sentinel. They do. A Damnation's a little bit frightening. Makes me want to hold the Pure Steel Paladin on the off chance it's a Damnation. And I think that's okay to play around here. My opponent showed me that. So let's go ahead and play around that. Keeping Colossus Hammer over here to take a redraw off of a Damnation if they play that. By the way, we got our Esper Sentinel back. But they have Shadow Spear still. I think this is an okay thing to play around. Because then next turn I'm booting up Inkmoth, attaching Colossus Hammer, and trying to kill them. What, Welding Jar is probably okay here. If I had it main. Alright, we're casting something. Please be Damnation. Even Valky's okay here, right? Off of a Bring to Light. Because I draw here. Giver. My opponent's getting 3 colors, not 4. I guess it doesn't matter. They just do Valky anyway. Valky. Okay. They can get rid of the Colossus Hammer, but they choose not to. They get rid of the creature. So this is a mistake on their part, and we have a chance to win. Small chance. Super small chance. Don't have Fatal Push. I can double animate to win. Yeah, we're going to try that. Like you said. We're going to try this fancy double animate. So I equip first, right? We'll put it on the Inkmoth. And then we activate again. And make it flying. Wow! Flying Hammer! Do they have Fatal Push? That is crazy. That is crazy. I have learned a thing, and it's keeping us alive. We're 3-0. Flying Inkmoth. What a crazy card. All right, we got 2 more to go here. We're going to try to run through them. We mentioned about doing a quicker league. Layers are cool. Knowing the intricacies of the layer system can be to your advantage. I didn't either. I learned that today. Layers are fancy. Have fun finishing it out. All right, Kamikaze, you take care. Exactly. It's a weird one. I have to look it up. What I'll probably do is look it up to understand which layers those are interacting with and why it does that. So the equipment of a Colossus hammer basically loses flying, and that's in the more than likely enchantments and artifacts and equipments kind of section of layering. But when you activate, I don't say it's like a new object, because it's not. It's the same Inkmoth. However, there's got to be something in there that basically says it's on top. It's like layer 1 or 2 for the activation versus 3 or 4 for the enchantment or something. Timestamps. Okay, it is the timestamp stuff. So it's a bit like what happens with Urborg sometimes. Interesting. Fascinating. All right, Luris here. Hand looks kind of okay. Let's just keep it. Let's just keep it. All right, little stomping ground here. Nothing too frightening. Go ahead and put Memnite down. Let's go ahead and put... Should have been a spring leaf drum. We'll be okay. Don't worry about it. Clicking the wrong cards, getting late. We're just trying to do some fun things at night. You're just all along for the ride. Just hang in there, everyone. You'll be okay. Spring leaf drum here. Let's go ahead and make white. Pure Steel Paladin. Swing for 1 past turn. And I know I could have gotten another one down. Not doing it. Not interested. Tomorrow at work's going to be rough, guys. It's going to be rough. But we're doing this. We're hammer timing. Level 1 test for judge should include layers. You wouldn't have very many layer 1 judges. Level 1, I guess. Lightning bolts, Pure Steel Paladin here. And ends up paying for Esper Sentinel, so we do not draw. This is fine. We can go get that again with Luris, or we can put a new Pure Steel Paladin down. It's very Ponza-like over there. Renin 6, do they pay for it? My opponent's decided paying is good. Might shoot Esper Sentinel, and does. There's an orb. An orb. All right, I want to get rid of Renin 6. That's going to just pick off a lot of random things here. Let's do that. Let's play. Do it this way. Let's go ahead and just play a new Pure Steel Paladin. We won't worry about the extra Springleaf Drum. Your move, opponent. Got more? Gobbly Guy, it's good to know that kind of stuff. My opponent Unholy Heats are Pure Steel Paladin. And follows this up with a... Please not another Renin 6. Oh my gosh, it's another Renin 6. Picks up Wooded Foothills. Plays Wooded Foothills. So, definitely haven't had the most explosive hand, to say the least. Play Springleaf Drum past turn. I guess I could have gotten in with the Inkmoth. No, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Maybe I could have. All right, thanks, Bear. You take care. Memnite dies to Ren and 6. Wooded Foothills cracking here. Opponent's got 4 mana. Tarmogoyf, followed by Tarmogoyf. All right, pair of Tarmogoyfs here. Let's play Laris. Do it this way. Play Laris. Gonna make white and white. To play Pure Steel Paladin back. And pass the turn. I want to leave myself the option to block with Laris. I don't think I'm going to need to block here. There's been plenty of times I could have played the Springleaf Drum, but I'm just not interested. It actually is acting like an extra card I have, and my opponent's scared of it. Oy. All right, what do you got, Batter Skull? What's it doing? Gaining my opponent life. Sack. Ren. Sack. Ren. I don't know why they're playing him. I don't know why it's main boarded. Maybe that's the better question. All right, so they picked up a land here. They've gone to combat and they shrunk both Goyfs. I'm going to just take 8, like the champion that we are in this stream. Because I want to play like another Pure Steel Paladin. Or I want to play the Esper Sentinel from the yard, and I don't want to lose Laris. I have too many artifacts in the yard, so it's not like I'm going to save this. Tarmogoyf number 3. We win? We win? I guess I'll start with Colossus Hammer. Let's use our layer trick here. Draw a card. It's always good. Of course. I want to draw a card. Oh. Well, shoot. Isn't that crazy? Inky. Equip. Go, Inky. I mean, unless my opponent has something that kills an Inkmoth here, we're coming in hot. Get him. Win. Pillage at instant speed. Well, this is something else. This hammer list is pretty good. This hammer pretty good. All right, what do we want to bring in? Probably just some prismatic endings. That seems to kill a lot of what they were showing me. Welding jar is okay. Maybe one like Memnite. It's on the ground. One Springleaf, one like Esper Sentinel. I kind of like the Esper Sentinel. Let's do one more Memnite. Prismatic endings for Goyfs, for Darcy's and Ragavans, for Ren and 6s. We didn't see like probably everything that they're playing, but let's just end them, shall we? So who thinks we're going to actually play a good match 5? Show me an emote that expresses your feelings. Because right now, it's bedtime, and I'm not in bed. I cannot guarantee the quality of Magic going forward into match 5. You will get not even what you paid for. Last match is going to be Mill. Hey, look, Evasive's here. Our match 1 opponent. Thank you for conceding. We were battling the clock because the client was deciding that everything was going to be super slow. Yeah, we've had some issues with the client, and we were really close on that game against you. Ooh, who's ready to smash my opponent? Oh, keep. Absolute crushing hand here. Could win on turn 3, I think. Didn't do math. Not going to bother with math. Darcy. Okay, we can't do it because they have a blocker. All right, Bobble, Darcy. We just need to avoid like bolts, you know, just normal things. All right, land, Ornithopter, Springleaf Drum, Sigarda's Aid. All right, we're set up to blast my opponent. Will we? Who knows? Darcy will get flying by the time. I guess it'd have to get flying post-combat. This is true. I always expect this thing to fly. It doesn't do it until Delirium. Brain's firing on all cylinders here. Welcome to the party. Please don't bolt me, opponent. I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the mood. Don't do it. That's fine. That's fine. I don't care about Alpine Moon. Looks great. Love it, opponent. Names Urza Saga. All right. You got me. Attacks for 1. I love the aggression from my opponent. All right. Let's go ahead. Steel Shaper's Gift here. Will they kill the Ornithopter in response? Not yet. We get a Colossus Hammer. I think it would be actually better here to wait and be passive with this. And like have Ornithopter in Stoneforge. Because next turn I can play both Colossus Hammers and win. If I would have played Stoneforge. No, I have to. Never mind. I'm good. I'm good. This is what I wanted to do. Yep. All right. Turn 4, kill, it looks like. Or 3, or whatever. Whatever we're on. Sergeant Snuggle is just trophied with Boom Bust. That is the way to go. Now we're pumped. We gotta match them. All right. My opponent's doing something. It's a late night for all of us here on Magic the Gathering Online. Welcome to the after show. Shh, it can be symmetrical. It's a late night, last god. All right. Stoneforge Mystic. Hammer. Trigger on the stack. How many bolts does my opponent have? We're going to find out. Welding Jar. Do they have 3 bolts? Attack. Ornithopter looking to connect with your face, opponent. Play a hammer. Bolts. In response, hammer. They know we had both hammers. Steel Shaper plus Stoneforge. We've represented everything. We're playing the most fair Magic we possibly can. Attempt to attach. Unholy Heats. I'm going to attempt to save because we're already putting things on to Ornithopter. Save attempt happening. Resolves putting a whole bunch of things on here, but remove from combat. Yes and yes. Big boy Ornithopter. Could split the hammers. That's right, this one hasn't entered yet. I like the splitting idea. This is a good idea. Let's split. Brain functioning, sort of. Cool. Split because they have a blocker. Looks good. Look at chunkies. Look at chunkies. Hammers split. There's a Saga doing things. Silent clearing in hand. Lura's sideboard. Traverse. They lost their blocker to Delirium. That's true. We're coming in for 21. Blackjack. What game are we playing again? I'm literally losing my mind. They can't use Saga for Chompers necessarily because they just did Traverse. I brought in Prismatic too. Prismatic looks like it's going to be an out. Looks like we're avoiding a pillage as well. But yeah, it looks like they're going to have to chump block something here. Probably be putting Luris to hand. Could Psycho Silent clearing. We're 4-0. Let's play our final match. And let's conclude this night on a positive record. We've gotten some treasure chests, got play points back. We're going for the final match here. Let's play Magic. Let's find that final opponent. Let's get it rolling here and conclude the night. We are way over time, but maybe it'll be worth it. Sorry for suggesting hammer. Why? Why? It's not your fault that the client decided to take the entire 40 minutes on the first match. It's not your fault. Oh, yours didn't go well? What happened there, Grace? What happened? Tell me your stories. Tell me your life. I'm getting really tired, and it's starting to show. It's starting to show. All right, did we get there? No. Because you knew it would take 2-ish hours? Well, then we're just going to get all those watched minutes and viewers and subs and followers. It's Mega Monday. Here we go. Match 5. Focus in. We got this. We've played terribly. But Bob and Cheese is on the draw. Oh, where's the white mana? Where's the white mana? Can't keep this. We need white mana. All right, mulligan, look for white mana. Well, we can generate white mana. This one's interesting. I hate doing this off a Saga. And I don't have a hammer. This doesn't look good either. I think we have to mulligan again because I have a Saga. It's like a terrible way to do this. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Keep. I don't need cranial plating. I could probably get rid of Inkmoth and go one lander. Go for the big wins. Do I get rid of Giver and try to just do it all off Ornithopter? Let's do it. All in. All in. Fast game, not fast game. Doesn't matter. Silent clearing. Let's get that Sigarda's Aid down. Don't kill my Ornithopter. Good luck, opponent. We have Inkmoth as the backup. Here we go. Fast game. Plains. Doesn't kill me. Prismatic Endings. Oh, we were gonna like decimate them. They were gonna die. Oh, they were going to die. We had the Colossus Hammer, but what does my opponent have? Prismatic Ending. All right, we're going to line ourselves up with a Shadow Spear, kind of chip away at my opponent here. Got blue-white. Control matchup, it looks like. What's going on? Equip. Here. 2 mana. 1, 2. Thank you. Attack for a point. Pass turn. If they didn't Prismatic Ending and they like had Disenchanted, I'd be looking at getting Luris to hand ASAP. But you know. Didn't happen like that. Opponent Spreading Seas our Silent Clearing here. Kind of interesting. Let's go ahead and Stoneforge. From here, I'm going to go ahead and get a Cranial Plating. We'll attack and pass. My opponent cantripped, did not find a land. Interesting. Opponent finds a Castle Vantress, plays Teferi, Fancy Art. Bouncing Ornithopter or something. Doesn't do a lot here. Fancy Teferi. Bounces a Shadow Spear. Okay. So we kill the Teferi. Maybe this is the turn just to get like Esper Sentinel down and like Cranial Plating for next turn. And attack with Stoneforge Mystic. Just hope our overcommitting doesn't run us straight into a Supreme Verdict here. That's what I did, Last God. Reading our brains. There's 4 mana. That or we have like Cryptic Commands for days over there. Paying for something. Supreme Verdict. Alright, I draw a card at least, I suppose. I suppose it's okay. Sigarda's Aid. It is a decent win con. We're going to go ahead and put Luris to hand and see if I can get Luris down with some of the stuff that I have in the graveyard. There you go. Spreading Seas takes care of Inkmoth. That's fine by me. All right. 1, 2, 3. Luris. Luris and then Stoneforge would be great. Looks like it's not happening. Counterspell. Let's go ahead and put a Shadow Spear down and pass turn. This seems counterintuitive, but I'm going to get that down so the Pure Steel Paladin plus whatever I draw is castable. That's assuming Pure Steel Paladin even resolves here. Chalice on 1. Well, I'm glad I put the Shadow Spear down. There's Pure Steel Paladin. Do they have a counter? Oh, come on. Don't counter this. Let's draw a card. And We'll pass. All right, so I have another Pure Steel Paladin. Unfortunately, I didn't put the extra Colossus Hammer down. Maybe I should have gotten that down. I was looking for Sigarda's Aid to bounce that on to. Let's see if Pure Steel Paladin number 2 resolves. If not, we're looking really unlikely to win this game. Another counter spell. Let's go ahead and draw. Can hit Ornithopter and Memnite as well as castable cards. A lot of people playing this, Chalice list. It's, it's like Chalice is good or something. Archmage Charm draws some cards. By the way, my opponent's got all the fancy versions of cards here. Counterspell, old Archmages, all kinds of stuff. All right, we're passing turn. Spreading Seas getting our Inkmoth. Chalice on 1 getting us. Unable to connect with enough damage. Prismatic Ending ruining our Sigarda's Aid at the beginning. My opponent finds a lot of lands here. I think we can probably concede. You take a castle here. Let's see what they play here, but I think I concede because I have only like a couple cards left that gets around this. And I don't foresee my opponent running out of time with a Colonnade here. Yeah, they just boot up. All right, we're going to concede. Also because it's getting late. Also because you got to watch the time. All of the above. Can we do it in games 2 and 3? Stoneforge. Stoneforge in 2, and we've already used 2 Pure Steel Paladins. If I can find another Pure Steel Paladin, like you can maybe sneak the Colossus under the Chalice and then from there attach it, but you can see we're not doing that. All right, Prismatic's in. Pithing Needle is a maybe. Let's take 2 Springleaf Drums out. 1 Welding Jar. 1 Memnite. I feel like I need as many creatures as possible. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Last guy, why are you looking up all the prices? Oh, you had a play set? All right, let's play first. Luris declared. Opening hand is pretty decent. We'll keep it. Bonus Sigarda's Aid here, plus Inkmoth Nexus and Stoneforge gives us a good shot at getting some stuff done here. I'm going to play the Sigarda Aid first, I think, to try to get it underneath any counters. All right, here we go. Opponent kept 6. You have Stoneforge Mystic Giver Saga, Inkmoth. Colonnade for my opponent. If I draw a land, I almost want to just like give her. I'm going to give her here. If I draw the land, I have good protection on the Inkmoth, and I just have to avoid a counter. Yeah, Giver looks strong here, potentially. Glacial Fortress for my opponent, which comes into play tapped. Land. We're going for it. We're going for it. Go, Inky. I'm just doing it. Hammer instantly resolved. And my opponent conceded instantly. Woo! Final game, let's go. Turn 3 kill there. do it. Let's do it. That's where you want your path, but even path wouldn't have stopped Giver of Great Ruins. All right, final game, final match of the night. Luris declared we are on the draw. This puts us way back. Ooh. All right, we're going for it. We're going for it. Pithy Needle is going to be the light at the end of the tunnel that we need here. Forget it. Sigarda's Aid. We're going all in. Here we go. Pure Steel Paladin, Steel Shaper's Gifts, Gifts of Ruins, Ruins of Givers. Sigarda Aid was great top deck. Got it under the counter spell. Prismatic Ending in case they get Chalice here. Let's do Giver. Let's do a Pithing Needle for Teferi of great bouncing powers. Counter that. Little Teferi's getting named with this Pithing Needle. I don't want the Sigarda Aid to bounce. It's Time Raveler, right? Card, Teferi, Time Ravel. I'm really like not remembering right now. Time Raveler. All right, Time Raveler named. What do you got for me, opponent? Spreading Seas, making my Pure Steel Paladins kind of awkward. It's all good. All right, Ornithopter. Steel Shapers. I kind of hate putting the Colossus Hammer down, but I'm going to do it and just play right into the Prismatic. If this doesn't stay here because of Prismatic, I top deck white and can pretty closely get the Colossus Hammer bounced around to wherever I need it. That's the hope. Okay, let's begin combat here. 10-12 coming in hot. You got Settle the Wreckage, that's fine. A little Shark blocking, that's fine. Can't Prismatic at instant speed. A little 2-2, doing the block. Please no Archmage, Last God. Please don't wish that on us. All right, Esper Sentinel, post-combat and pass the turn. Needing basically a Plains. 5 mana for my opponent, Big Teferi, Supreme Verdict, and they can pay for it. Well, there you go. All right, we do need that white mana. Springleaf Drum is not quite there. We do play that past turn. We have enough artifacts to bounce the Colossus Hammer around. It's just now a matter of getting our land. Okay. Little Stoneforge Mystic here. I cannot see this resolving. We'll continue to put the pressure on my opponent, though. Every creature is a threat for them. I could Prismatic the Spreading Seas, but I'm not really feeling like that's what I want to do. Bonus Colossus Hammer past the turn. If I do that and they play a Chalice, I'm just somewhat hosed. So I don't see a real good reason to do that. Solitude, hard cast. Dang, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yes, I may have to get rid of the Spreading Seas, but I'm just like Chalice on one, and then what am I doing? It's just not a fun place to be. And if they see me doing that with a Prismatic Ending, that's like a super easy counter, and I think we lose. Opponent's got 3 cards in their hand, and they're attacking with a 3-2. I could possibly get there. There we go. Perfect. Pure Steel Paladin. I don't see this resolving. Oh gosh, Jaffer, join us at the end. We're trying to, you know, trying to win the modern things. How's it going, Jaffer? Jaffer is one of our teammates over at Degenerate Gaming. Brain's sort of functioning here. Oh, please don't kill this with a solitude, please. All right. We're going to risk it here. How's it going? Oh, look at those. Jaffer cheese. That's cool looking. All right, we're going to go ahead and get rid of the Spreading Seas here to just open up my mana. That's 6 damage across the way, though. I'm going to desperately hope that my opponent does not, right here, right now, play a Chalice on 1. Hammer is fun. Oh, Jaffer, it's much later than we're normally up. We're not normally this way, not normally up this late, but thank you so much for the raid. Appreciate it. Everyone, go check out Jaffer. Jaffer runs the arena gauntlets of cool things. He's also going to be helping us with some of the arena stuff that we might be doing later. My opponent's floating 1 white mana and fracturing ruins us. All right. Well, we're going to try to get things down while we potentially have a window here. Just don't counter this. Just don't counter this. Don't counter this. No! Is this how it's going to go? They're not attacking with a Colonnade because they had Fracturing Gust. I'm pretty dead. No, I'm usually in bed about an hour ago. So what? We're here for the folks. They had a Prismatic Ending here as well. Opponent's attacking us for 5. They really could boot up the Colonnade, but they can leave up a counter spell and attack next turn. This is how it ends, ladies and gentlemen. It was a good run. A 4-1, getting Fracturing Gust here at the end and losing. Here, we'll let them kill us. 6 damage in with the Solitude. Solitude's pretty good against the creature deck. Free spells early in the game. Not to mention that it is also a nice card when they can just cast it. Evasive. Thank you for the 5 gifts. With Neon Lights, Brian Gallen, J.K. Torborg, Bolt Snap Bolts. Oh, Bolt Snap Bolt's here? What's up, Bolt Snap Bolt? How's it going? And Mr. Rippin'. How good has Etron been? I'm an Etron player, but haven't played in months. Chalice is decent in the meta right now. But, you gotta be careful playing Eldrazi. Some people are playing the Void. The Void card. 4-1, ladies and gentlemen. Hitting it up here. Winning our Modern League and doing pretty well. Even around some of the modern Magic the Gathering online issues we've run into. Hammer time for our second league tonight. Quick league in general. Had a couple crazy blasts and learned a thing about Inkmoth and Colossus Hammer and the interaction between these two with how you activate and layers of activation. So that was pretty sweet. It's a Luris build, and it hurts when you get running into a Chalice, but you do have this Prismatic Ending. And it's kind of cool because you can do the Prismatic Ending for 2 and get around the Chalice. Just kind of like what Shattering Spree does with its Replicate and some of the other cards out there that avoid Chalice. Well, there you go. That's Hammer time.